This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Yeah, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, what's going on?
Okay, well, it's like I haven't gone further than my driveway in the last week and a half. How about you, John?
Oh, about the same. I'm enjoying my distancing.
Yeah, it's like you and me both. And it's like, but hey, it's like it's like things haven't affected us here at Comic Picks by the Glick too much. Well, it's like for right now, anyway.
The show
for
must
weeks,
go on.
Yeah, right now is cool. For coming weeks, we'll get back to you on that in a bit. So, but as promised last time, it's like I want to talk about like two separate image channels that I kind of like, but like I think have been kind of like I guess you'd call like B-list stuff. I mean like Image like has had like some titles that have basically been like driving the market, stuff that's like made a huge impact on the direction of the industry, stuff like The Walking Dead, Saga, it's like and whatnot. But then there's all the other stuff that titles that it's like have like sold well enough, like just well enough in order to like keep keep going to the end of their prescribed storylines, or maybe just a little not quite enough, or at least like being able to wrap up to the point where like, hey, it's like we can just like call it quits now and no one will know the difference. There you go. But it's like two of these titles have been following for a while, and they are Curse Words and Rumble. It's like I've enjoyed them. I've enjoyed them generally well, but and Rumble in particular, I've been wondering like, hey, it's like are they just gonna like call it quits now? Is that because like sales have been terrible on this? So, but like Rumble managed to tough it out a bit longer than Curse Words, but the latter managed to have like at least a good solid plan to the end. Now, with Curse Words, this comes to us from writer Charles Soule, a guy who I've described in the past as being an aggressively competent writer, but someone who always has a plan. It's like, and someone who can be trusted to like deliver like stuff of a certain quality as well. And it comes from artist Ryan Brown, who killed off Charles Soule in the pages of his creator-owned series God Hates Astronaut, which is a fantastic, crazy stream of consciousness comic series that I can't recommend enough. And I have to admit that seeing him like on board with Soule for this series, like definitely like made me want to go, hey, I want to give this a shot. But so basically, Curse Words is basically the story of Wizard. He's a wizard, and he's also a giant dick, because it's like he's from a place called the Whole World, HOLE world, and he's just been getting by just being like an absolute asshole to everyone around him. So when Syzygy, like the evil magic god that runs the whole world, tells him, hey, I want you to go to like this place with a planet called Earth and kill everyone there. It's like Wizard's kind of like, you got it, man. And so he teams up with like Syzygy's like advanced scout creature, Margaret, who's adopted the form of a koala, to just to wipe out our world. And when he does, when he first arrives on our planet, he just kind of makes his presence known, and then but then like as he gets to know what our world is like, it's like what we as humans do. It's like our stuff we like our movies and our popular media, our food and whatnot. He just realizes that maybe this we shouldn't maybe I shouldn't kill this world. Maybe there's actually some greater purpose to keeping it around. And there you go. That's the whole kind of like driving idea behind Curse Words. Like Wizard, the wizard who is a dick, tries to become a better person. But it's really hard because he's kind of hardwired to be a gigantic asshole, to the point where the first volume basically has him like banishing like a couple million people to a different plane of existence, because like they witnessed him murder one of Syzygy's wizard wizard underlings who had come to take him out for failing in his task. So, but then it's revealed that, hey, like these people that Wizard banished actually became the inhabitants of the whole world. But how did the whole world become like this this like made up of this like these banished people become like the whole world, which like spawned this evil wizard Syzygy and also evil wizard Wizord. Well, it's like that's going to take a little while to explain. And I guess one of the failings with curse words is that it's like it's like for the most part it's generally generally decently entertaining for the majority of its run. Like, you got Wizard trying to be a better person, kind of failing, and especially when he realizes that, hey, it's like in order to power up, I need to engage in the things that people believe in. But when I do that, I take away people's beliefs in these things. So it's kind of like he's being like a magical parasite. It's like as well, and that also holds true for his companion, Ruby Stitch, who is all about the party. And she, when she comes to kill him, well, it's like he's got to find a way to help sort her out, and eventually find out just like how she can keep her powered up as well. So it's like there's this tension there about like how we can like maintain his power, but also just like try and not be a dick about it as well, and also just but all the other like underlings from Syzygy's like place in the whole world, like because they've all got their own agendas, and they all kind of like be actually around the Wizard, who was like Syzygy's favorite, and like they just like want to get some payback there as well, as does Jacques Zoc, the aggressively French member of Interpol, whose kids were disappeared when Wizard like wiped out all people who witnessed him killing Syzygy's underling back in the first volume. Jacques Zoc, well, he like I said, he's aggressively French, and he really feels kind of like he should be a walking joke, and for a good portion of the run, he kind of is, because while Soul is like it's a good enough plotter and writer, it's like when he's teamed with someone like Brown, who knows how to just make like crazy stuff to like instantly appear on the page, where there's like 20 copies of a fascist dictator. It's like, or like the Eiffel Tower, just walking around, chatting up things. It's like or just like one of the one of Syzygy's favorite people, like Silly Bee, a girl with the talking face of her dad, or the undead face of her dad strapped to her chest, like going about her business. It's like he can make this stuff like appear just like you think like, wow, like most people will think like, it'd be really hard to draw someone as crazy as that. Not Ryan Brown. Brown crazy is Brown's default state, and he lives there. So his art is absolutely as crazy you'd expect, but for me it's like it never really kind of approached the same level of crazy that I long to see in God Hates Astronauts. So maybe that was a mistake on my part, but for like from the majority of the series, it's like it was kind of like it was like enjoyable, but not just kind of like the stuff I was kind of like, oh, like when's the next volume of Curse Words coming out? Man, I can't wait. It's like just go back and read my reviews of the series. But then you get to the final volume, and it's like this is where like Soul's like steady slow build up of of planning and plotting like finally pays off. I mean, we get the the first part of the volume, which is like the Spring is Sprung special, which tells you like exactly like how Wizard and Ruby Stitch came to give birth to Margaret. Oh, and also how it's like how her birth like caused them to fall out with Syzygy, but not quite in the way you expect. It's like, and it's also in a way but it is in a way that makes you go, oh, so that's why he didn't have them killed outright. That makes sense. So it's like there's some stuff in here that I think should have been like done earlier on, but like for the most part, it's this final volume is a good, satisfying payoff for like for the previous 4 volumes. We get to find out just why Margaret was friends with Norway, because it turns out that her original form in this world, like the Black Rat, was a like was revered in Norway, and that's why Norway is a big part of the final arc, and how she got to befriend the tigers, who are the natural enemies of like Syzygy's people in the whole world. Oh, and it also is a great payoff because when to Wizard's power absorbing tendencies, because, well, it's like when he finds out that, okay, I've got to power up as quickly and as fast as possible, as greatly as possible. It's like, well, I've got to find out. I gotta find something that people believe in that offers me like enough power to take out, like, to go toe to toe with Syzygy. Hey, what's a Santa Claus thing? Yeah, it's good stuff, especially in the end when when Margaret finally realizes the real way to power Wizard, and when Wizard like realizes what he has to do. It's like in the very end in order to take out Syzygy once and for all. It's like, so yeah, it's a good, satisfying wrap up to the series. It's like, even though like I think like the final pages could have used a bit more, it's like elaboration on just what everyone was doing after the end, especially with Margaret, because like even though like I realize that the final page is kind of like we're kind of like mirroring the first page of the series, it's like I still kind of like was hoping for more story payoff, and we may still get that because kudos to Soule for offering a nice epilogue at the end where he talks about the creation process, like for the series, about how this is something that was just done to amuse him and Brown, which is nice, which is fun, and that also if they do get to go ahead to do a omnibus edition for all 5 volumes of this, then they will go back and do another story, which like I would appreciate because I like this. I mean, no, it wasn't like amazing. It wasn't like the kind of thing that made me go, oh man, it's like Christmas is over. It's like, what am I going to do with my life? No, that wasn't the case. But I liked it, and it's like I'll be back for whatever Soule and Brown have in store for us next, because they do have plans according to Soule's afterward. So I'll look forward to that. In the meantime, though, Soule is doing taking over the Star Wars ongoing series, and he's also co-writing Image's big hit Undiscovered Country with Scott Snyder. So yeah, it's like Soule isn't going anywhere. But Brown, it's like I guess we'll have to wait till whatever he's doing with Soule next, see what he's doing. Or, well, I think he may have something else in mind, but we'll see about that. So there you go. I like curse words. Rumble is kind of a different beast it's like overall, because it's like where curse words had a strong payoff in the end, where you realize that like there was lots of ongoing stuff that the creators were building to. Rumble, well, its appeal is more in the moment to moment aspect. It's like aspect of the series. So to sum it up, well, I guess it bears repeating from the creator bios at the end of each volume, in that when we're talking about creator John Arcudi, he talks about he always wanted to fulfill his lifelong dream of writing a story about a monster-killing, sword-swinging scarecrow. That's what you have in your hands right now. To elaborate further, it's basically imagining Conan as a scarecrow demigod in the modern day. There you go. So but the reason I was invested, I wanted to pick the series up in the first place, is because it came to us from like John Arcudi and artist James Herron. Now, it's like Arcudi has a long history in comics dating back to the mid 80s, because he's also one of the creators of The Mask as well. It's like but more recently, in my opinion, it's like he's the guy who made BPRD work for me, because while I thought the first couple of volumes of it, which were written solely by Mike Mignola, were good enough. When Arcudi came on board as a co-writer for Volume 4's The Dead, that's when I thought, hey, it's like this is really good. Things are starting to click now. So it's like when so like he became like the guy, like whenever I saw his name in credits for like a Magnolaverse or specifically BPRD arc, that's when I know, okay, this is the proper volume of this series. And also when James Herron came on, like after I'm thinking like the second volume of the Hell on Earth incarnation of this series, or it's third volume of the Hell on Earth incarnation of this series. He was a guy who absolutely nailed like the one defining element of a Magnolaverse artist. You need to know how to draw really awesome monsters, and he did. So it's like whenever I saw it's like Herron and Arcudi, it's like working together, like on a BPRD like issue or miniseries, like I knew things are going to be great. So Herron eventually left the series to do this, I imagine, and Arcudi it's like kept doing like Rumble while he was doing BPRD, but then he left BPRD sadly enough. But Rumble is the first, it can be divided into two halves really, because it's got two different artistic phases to it. The first involves Herron, who did the first 15 issues, and he does some incredible, amazing monster art, because the story is about he wasn't a scarecrow god when the series started. It involves Rathrak. It's like a warrior who had been commanded by the gods of his, who had been blessed by the gods of his time to fight the monstrous Isu race. The Isu were the beasts who were holding back the dawn of the age of man, and Rathrak was the warrior who was charged with ending their reign. And he did this job majestically, enthusiastically even. He existed just to kill the Isu. Gave them no quarter, whether or not they deserved it. And he fought alongside his comrades in lots of battles in order to make the world safe for man. But then one day when the Isu finally decided to sue for peace, he went off into their lands without his weapon or without his armor in order to accommodate their desire for peace. This was a trap, and he wound up condemned to the underworld for thousands of years, up to the point where eventually he was released from the underworld, but not back into his mummified body. He was released back into the body of a random scarecrow. This is the thing that descends upon the town that Bobby, your average bartender, his buddy Dale, an enthusiastic hayseed who just is looking for, who just wants a lot more action than he's getting, and Tima, who was a nurse who was also studying her family's Sumerian magical tradition as well. So it's basically Bobby who gets brought into this first one, because one of his bar's regulars, this wily African American guy named Kogan. It's he's always going telling Bobby what's up, and then one day this scarecrow with a giant sword busts in and just chops off his arm. And holy crap, man, shit's getting real, because Kogan was also the guy who sent Rathrak's soul to hell, so they've got history there. So the first couple of volumes are all about just introducing the concept of Rathrak and his vengeance against Kogan and the rest of the Isu, who even though they were hacked back enough to allow for the Age of Man to begin, they've still managed to flourish in the shadows in the intervening thousands of years. So the first couple of volumes basically have Bobby, his buddy Dale getting to know Rathrak and getting accommodated with his uniquely violent mindset, and Rathrak just getting accustomed to his new scarecrow body, and also the idea that maybe not all of the Isu have are evil or want to take out all of mankind. So there you go. it's like it's a good setup, and like and Arcudi is a sly and wily enough writer to offer enough wit and style. It's like throughout these 3 volumes, the first 3 volumes to keep you invested. And Heron just nails the nails the art from front to back. It's like 'cause he like I said his main requirement for entering the Mignolaverse is drawing great monsters. So yeah, he's got lots of great monster designs for this series that calls out for a lot of them, and he just goes at the art with just such great enthusiastic gusto that it's a lot of fun just to observe what he's throwing on the page in each of these volumes. So when issue 15 rolled around and I was like, oh man, it's like, so wait, it's like Rathrak's original body has been turned to dust and that's gonna be it. No, man, that can't be it, man. You can't just end on a cliffhanger like that. Well, no, that wasn't it, because the series relaunched with a new issue #1 and a new artist as well. Someone who didn't have the same chunky style that Heron displayed, but who also but who also had lots of the same kind of energy and a different emphasis on caricature. I'm talking about David Rubin, who's worked on the Aurora West graphic novels, and also works on Ether with with Zach Kint. And it's just a general, and it's just generally a stellar artist as well. Even when he's illustrating artwork that's not up to his standards, say I'm sure Frankenstein from the Black Hammer universe, but Rubin was a great addition to this series, through volumes 4 and 5. But much as I enjoyed these volumes, I think 4 is probably might already be the best of the series, because even though it finds Rathrak finally achieving vengeance against the Queen of the Isu, it's he's done so in a way that has exposed him to the wider world as well, and has brought trouble for Bobby, and also done and also upset his relationship with Del as well, because I like Del. I mean, even though Bobby's kind of the guy, the reluctant hero type of this series, Del is kind of my buddy Rathrak. He's got but guy with the sword, thunder chop. It's he's finding I found a fire demon named Nusku. Oh, hey, I got you covered, man. It's I'm gonna spray you with fire retardant. Shit's gonna keep you from getting burned to shit, man. It's there you go. That's kind of Del's thing. He's an over the top hasty, but he's the kind of guy who really wants to do right by his friends, and so it's kind of hard to hate him. It's even when his his enthusiasm tends to get the better of him. And so then we get, and that kind of brings us to the final volume, Last Night, which, well, okay, like I said, each volume of Rumble is kind of entertaining on its own terms, but as far as giving us a nice overarching story about about what Rathrak fighting the Isu, and I don't know, maybe getting back to his regular body, or just finding some kind of peace in his life. Well, it doesn't quite work in that well. Because the final volume basically has has Rathrak fighting off the 4 Scourge Knights of the Apocalypse, and I like, and each fight is entertaining on its own terms. Yes, I keep using that a lot, but that's true here, because it's when they're fighting against war, well, they've got to find everyone's angry, and so they got to find a way to make have Rathrak fight against this god, but not get angry about it. Hey, Bobby never gets angry. Maybe we can use that. Oh, and then there's the plague god, who who makes everyone sick. But like Rathrak can't go directly to him and like hack away at his germs. But hey, it's like maybe there's someone who can burn them away. It's like there is cleverness. It's like employed throughout the destruction of these gods that I appreciated. But as far as like delivering a hey, this is what Rumble was building to all along type of story, Last Night doesn't really deserve that. I mean, I did like the last couple issues, which were kind of like really mini anthologies about like just telling different stories, like featuring work from different artists, like guys like Alex Horley and Gerardo Zaffino, who really nail the Conan-esque spirit of the series, and also it was good seeing Andrew McLean and James Herron like come back to do a Headlopper crossover of all things, really, because Headlopper is kind of like McLean's like effort to do like, hey, Conan, I'm going to do Conan, but I'm going to do it my way, and it's like, and Rumble has definitely a lot of Conan spirit itself with Rathrak, but so it's like it was cute seeing them together, but like the series isn't their little crossover event doesn't really add up to a whole lot. So I mean, like it's good to see that Rumble kind of reached its end, but at the same time it kind of feels like it's like, okay, it's like we got 6 volumes out of this. It's like, and there wasn't really like a overrunning plot behind them, but hey, 6 volumes, that's good enough. So there you go. It's like, I mean, I liked it, but I think like I said, I like Rumble more in the volume to volume like engagement of it than I did with Curse Words. But Curse Words has the overall stronger long game to its agenda. So I guess that's kind of like what I mean by like a B-list Image series. I mean, the best stuff is going to like engage you on the volume to volume basis, but also like show you like, hey, it's like there's like we've also got a long game as well. It's like there's stuff that we're planning here that's like it's gonna like really pay off in the end. Yeah, like like The Wicked and the Divine, which made my best of list last year. Neither of these series is on that level, but it's like, hey, in these times when you're looking for stuff that, hey, it's like, well, I've already gone through all the best. Well, start with the rest. And as far as the rest goes, Curse Words and Rumble, it's like are pretty good on that. It's like on that setup right there. So there you go. John, any thoughts on your end about this?
Well, it sounds pretty interesting. So would you recommend them? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, like I say like they're like B-list Image titles, but it's like that just means that they're just not like they may not be as good as the best of the best, but I think they're still solidly good. Like I mean, like some people will really like them, others, may not, but I enjoy them. These are not going to wind up being sold back to Book Off. I can tell you that much.
So you know what you're going to be talking about next time.
Oh, that's a good question, John, because, well, like depending on whether or not my order goes through, because the coronavirus has also hit Diamond distributors as well. So yeah, so if my order from Cheap Graphic Novels comes through, then I'll be talking about Harleen, Stepan Sayek's take on the origin of Harley Quinn.
Ooh, well,
yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, if it doesn't, then I will make good on my promise to talk about Jerry Dugan's Infinity Wars, which, the fact that I'm saving this as the backup might tell you a little bit about what I thought of it overall. So there you go.
All right, we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Laters.
Bye.